Grüezi miteinander, ganz herzlich willkommen und einen wunderschönen guten Tag, meine sehr verehrten Damen und Herren, liebe Freunde aus nah und fern. Ich melde mich noch einmal aus Genf und noch einmal vom Stand der noch jungen Schweizer Uhrenfirma Norken. Es ist ja begeisternd, was man hier alles erlebt an so einer Uhrenmesse. Es geben sich auch die Berühmtheiten, die Klinke in die Hand, aber eben auch die Bodenständigkeit der Schweiz ist hier zu erleben und natürlich auch industrielle Höchstpräzision. Und jetzt freue ich mich ganz besonders, dass wir zwei Sportstars, Leute aus der obersten Hubraumklasse, könnte man sagen, des internationalen Sportgeschehens dabei haben. Einen kennen Sie bereits von heute Morgen, das ist der Mark Streit. Und jetzt soeben eingetroffen, vermutlich nach intensivem Training, der Schweizer Tennis-Superstar Stan Wawrinka, der hier in angeregter Diskussion sich unterhält. Und der ist eben auch eingestiegen bei dieser Firma. Ich werde jetzt auf Englisch wechseln, damit wir keine Zwischenübersetzung brauchen zwischen Schweizerdeutsch, Französisch und Hochdeutsch. Deshalb in English now, great to salute you here in Geneva. Stan Wawrinka, where do you arrive from? Where are you? Where you have been before this fair here in Geneva?
Yeah, I just came back from Monaco, but it's great to be here in this Norken family. It's amazing for me. It's my first time here, so I'm super happy and excited to be here with Mark and the full Norken family.
You are also a member of this company, one could say. You are invested in this brand. What's the reason behind that? How did you get into Norken?
I think last year I met with Ben. We're supposed to talk a little bit about the company and everything, and we end up staying a long time together. I think the connection was great between us, and what he did with Mark, with the rest of the Norken family, it's something amazing product, amazing brand, and of course I was excited to have the opportunity to enter a little bit into this great company.
Ich mache dir noch ganz kurz eine Simultanübersetzung für alle, denen die Untertitel zu schnell durchlaufen. Ich habe ihn gefragt, wo er jetzt gerade herkommt, der Stan Wawrinka, und wie er zu dieser Firma gekommen ist. Er hat mir gesagt, ja, er sei jetzt gerade in Monaco gewesen und kenne die Firma durch Gespräche mit dem CEO Ben Küffer und habe gesagt, das ist eine interessante, gute Sache, und sei dann eingestiegen. What's your relationship to Mark Streit? Did you know each other before? Have you seen each other on television? Or what's your connection here?
Yeah, of course, I watch him many times playing at the highest level. He's such a superstar. It's amazing what he achieved in the ice hockey, and we met a few times, of course, in the past. He's such an amazing guy, so I'm super happy to join them in the Norken family.
In sports, sometimes you are up, then in other times you have to fight back. What would you say is the most important quality of a top sports guy? I mean, and you personally, when you have setbacks, how do you motivate yourself to keep on, to go again?
I think it's important to never give up. For me, the most important is about the passion of what you're doing, the passion of the game. I never forgot why I start tennis. I start tennis as a kid playing. It's a game. At the end of the day, it's a game. So I'm super lucky to be still playing that game. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I'm trying to keep pushing myself. Of course, it's with a lot of sacrifice and discipline that it takes to be at the top level. But I enjoy what I'm doing, and as long as I can do that, I will try to keep pushing.
How old are you now, by the way?
I don't know.
Okay, these are the questions that a sports star never is asked and never should be asked, of course. Yeah, Mark Streit, what's your connection to tennis? What's your connection to Stan Wawrinka?
I mean, growing up, I've been playing tennis. You know, I still play, so I always had a big passion for tennis as well. And I was always, astonished about the game, and I had the opportunity to watch Stan a few times play. One time Davis Cup in Bern, he was playing for Switzerland, and then a few times at the US Open in New York. So it was great to meet him, and it's even better to have him at Norken.
I would say that ice hockey is physically extremely demanding, whereas tennis is psychologically, mentally extremely demanding. You are a team sports person. Have you experienced, what's your comparison between single sports like tennis and the team sports like ice hockey as far as the qualities are required to make it to the top?
Well, I think tennis is still pretty hard on the body. You know, it's a long season, a lot of games. But as you mentioned it, you know, at the end of the day, when you play a team sports, you have 20 other guys that can help you out on the ice or on the pitch, wherever sport you play. And tennis, you're on your own. And I think that's something remarkable. But at the end of the day, you got to play the big points on your own. Nobody can help you out there. If you have a bad day, you just got to find a way to get into the game. And I think that's the spirit Stan has. He's always been a fighter on the court, and I think I appreciate that a lot. And that's a big asset for our company. We're a young company, and we have to fight for our place in the watch world. So having him and his character and his drive and his passion is going to take us to another level.
I mean, you have had many tight and big games in your career. What is the most important lesson you have learned from sports on that level, the most important lesson for life you have taken out of your ice hockey career?
Well, I think having a never give up mentality, I think that's very important. That's the key, and I think important is to never get too high, never get too low. I mean, if you're a winner, if you win a tournament, if you achieve something big, I think you have to stay on the ground and be humble. And if things don't going well, you got to have a fighting spirit in order to come back. And in sports, I think all the athletes, it doesn't matter if it's a single sport or a team sport, all the great players, they have ups and downs, and you just got to find a way to be even keel. And that's the beauty about the sport. I think that's why we're so passionate about it. Stan is lucky, you know, he's still able to play, and as an advice, he should play as long as possible. You know, it's our big passion, and once it's done, it's done. You got to find another passion, and you know, I found that with Norcane, and I think Stan is right now. You know, he's still playing tennis, which is great. He's giving it all, and once he's done, you know, his way is set at Norcane.
I mean, we have seen memorable wins of you. I remember your victory at the Roland Garros against Djokovic, the great player from Serbia. Your fantastic backhand, which still is on the Olymp of international tennis experiences. You had this fantastic match against Nadal at the Melbourne Open, Australian Open. What's to you the most important lesson you have taken out of tennis? What do you have learned about life in your successful career?
I think there's so many things that you learn as an athlete, and Mark knows, like you learn as an athlete. First, the life as a tennis player is an amazing life. It's not always an easy life as an athlete, but it's amazing. We travel the world, we see different mentality. We're fighting every day to get to the better player. As a tennis player, you can be at the top of the game but still lose matches. So you need to understand how to appreciate the loss and learn from it. Like you cannot always lose. You need to accept to lose. You need to find what was wrong, the positive of it, and always get up and get back to work. At the end of the day, the most important is to trust the process, to enjoy what you're doing and try to push your limits.
For a hobby tennis player, as many among us, they watch your games and they see these players like you, like Djokovic, like Federer before, and they see this extreme mental strength. I mean, when you're struggling on the court, you have some setbacks, some stupid points. How do you manage to get out of a negative circle? Where did you go? Did you get this mental strength to prevail on that level, which is a mystery for many players who are technically not bad, but they just don't have the psychological stamina? What's the secret here?
Well, I think in tennis it's a big puzzle. You have the fitness part, you have the tennis part, you have the mental part. Everything has to be connected, and you need to put all the pieces together for the right moment in the right match. I think The most important is to do your best every day on what you can control. That means the way you sleep, the way you eat, the way you drink, the way you train, the way you push yourself every day. You will never be able to control a result because you don't know what's going to happen, but you need to be prepared as well as possible. And that's where I try to improve myself mentally, is to push myself every day at practice, to push myself to do the best and to know that when I enter a tournament or a match, I'm well prepared. And I did everything possible to be at my best, and then I just have to fight.
But very specifically, if you are in a situation on the court where you're really in a downward spiral, what do you do in that particular moment? Is there any kind of technique you have? What do you say to yourself to find the optimism again, all alone, watched by thousands of people?
It's not always easy. There's different way of getting back on track or getting back on the game. One of my favorites is to always focus on where I'm the best player of tennis. And what I was saying about practice is that you come back to your practice. Okay, I've been practicing this shot so many times. I know that it will come automatically. So you focus on where you think you are the best and only on your game, not who you play, not where you're playing, not how many people are watching, but you just focus on the next ball, on the next one, and on what you want to do.
Interesting here in Geneva, and that this you could say Oscar-like event of the watchmaking industry. Switzerland is an important factor. I mean, the Swiss watch industry is important. This is a Swiss company with a lot of Swiss symbols, with iconography of Switzerland, you can say. What's your relationship to Switzerland? What is the fascinating thing about Switzerland, Mark?
Well, I think we're all very fortunate to be able to live in Switzerland, to be brought up here in Switzerland. And I mean, you look at our country, we have everything. We have diversity, we have the mountains, we have the downlights, we have the lakes, everything. So we are fortunate. And when you look all over the world, I think that's something when you realize as an athlete, when you travel, you see other places, you see other mentalities and cultures, and then you appreciate so much more what you have at home. The beauty of this country, diversity, different languages, different mentalities, and a stable environment. Also the government, the politics, it's more or less stable. And all over the world, so many bad things happen. Sometimes it's frightening. And then I think sometimes that's a little bit the Swiss problem. People don't really appreciate anymore what they have. And I think we as a Swiss, we need to realize how fortunate we are living in this country and make the best out of it and not complain the whole day what's not good.
Mark is from the German-speaking part of Switzerland. You're a representative of the French-speaking part of Switzerland. What's your relationship to Switzerland? What's your view? What's your take on our country?
I'm a big Swiss fan. I love this country. I think, like you say, you have everything. You have the mountain, you have the lake, you have an amazing place to live. The mentality in general is quite good. And I travel the world like he did for so many years. We see different country, different mentality, and I always come back happy to be back in Switzerland. I enjoy my time here, and I think we are lucky to be Swiss.
Stan and Mark, many thanks for this conversation. Meine Damen und Herren, zum Abschied rücke ich uns noch zu dritt ins Bild hier. Ein Ausschnitt aus der enormen Vielfalt der Genfer Uhrenmesse. Und was mich persönlich eben am meisten beeindruckt hier, das ist einfach diese sprudelnde Vitalität der unterschiedlichsten Unternehmen. Es gibt Traditionsunternehmen, sehr alte Unternehmen, Old Companies. Dann gibt es neue, die es probieren, hier mit einer großen sportlichen Affinität, und das ist faszinierend. Ich glaube, der Mark Streit hat hier einen wichtigen Punkt angesprochen. Wir müssen aufpassen, dass wir das alles nicht für selbstverständlich nehmen. Das ist ein großes Privileg, gewissermaßen auch ein Segen, dass wir so eine Industrie haben, solche Sportler und solche Firmen und solche Städte wie Genf. Ganz herzlichen Dank für die Aufmerksamkeit. Das war's. Many thanks again and lots of success in all future endeavors. Thanks.